evening, we bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Boom Gonzalez.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Diego Dario. And in tonight's game plan, we break down Olympic boxing bet Eumir Marcial's big win to advance to the middleweight quarterfinals, and we give you the latest from our national athletes at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics.
And Big Beau Belga will join us to discuss the rise of Rain or Shine, the Rain or Shine guards Javee, Mocon, and Nambatac, as well as his excitement to face Junmar Fajardo once again. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. Good evening. Pinoy boxer Eumir Marcial brings the country one step closer to another Olympic medal finish after topping Younes Nemouchi of Algeria. The pride of Zamboanga made quick work of Nemouchi, earning a first-round stoppage victory and a ticket to the middleweight quarterfinals. Marcial faces Arman Darchinyan of Armenia this Sunday and is one win away from a guaranteed bronze for the country. Meanwhile, following boxing, or make that fellow boxing Olympian Irish MAGNO ends her medal contention in Tokyo after falling to Thailand's Jutamas Jitpong in the flyweight category. MAGNO had previously faced her Thai foe in the 2019 SEA Games, but could not overcome a unanimous decision on the judges' scorecard. Despite the loss, Team Philippines is still in the running for a gold medal with Nesty Petesio, Carlo Paalam, and the aforementioned Eumir Marcial, all advancing to their next stages.
First, na-knockdown ko siya by left hook and medyo may accident nangyari na headbutt. So, nakita ng doktor na medyo malaki yung cuts niya kaya ininto na din yung laban.
How do you feel kasi it's been a while since yung last bout mo?
Medyo okay naman. Comfortable naman ako sa unang ko sa ring pero mas mapagbugutin ko pa sa susunod ko na laban.
Siyempre, yung munting ring rust pa yun sa palagay mo ba, you could have used a bit more time in the ring?
Yes, yun po yung plan ko na medyo nung nakita ko nag-cut na siya, medyo nag-relax ako konti kasi gusto ko po mag-warm pa ulit ng second round. So pero ayun, dahil sa accident na nangyari, so ni-stop na talaga ng doktor.
Susunod na kalaban mo si Darchinyan at nakalaban mo ba ito dati?
Yes, nakalaban ko po sa Russia finals at sawa ng Panginoon nanalo tayo doon. Pero syempre hindi pa rin magkukumpiyansa ngayon sa laban kasi lahat po talagang prepare po dito sa Olympics. Lahat po pinaghandaan to at lahat gusto manalo. So kailangan gawin ko lang po yung best ko.
Naging instruction na si Heidi?
Sobra. Una, sobrang ang laking bagay na nanalo si Ate Heidi. Una, kababayan ko po siya ng taga Zamboanga. Kasamahan ko po sa Philippine Air Force. Sobrang na-inspired po ako sa kanya.
Focus po talaga kami kasi ayan po yung sabi ng mga coaches po namin, sunod lang po kami. Saka wala po kaming naramdaman. Basta kami nilaro lang po namin yung laro namin at yung, kung ano po yung game plan, yun lang po yung sinunod namin.
What was the most difficult part about the fight?
Yun nga po siguro kasi nakalaban ko na siya dati. Tapos yun nga, napag-aralan na rin po talaga nila kami. So yun po yung, sa akin yun po yung mahirap. Yun po yung pinakamahirap.
Obviously, you bow out of this one, pero how high are your hopes para sa mga teammates mo?
Yun po, laban pa rin po kasi ito po yung pagkatalo ko, hindi ibig sabihin na pagkatalo po ng buong team. Ito po parang sa akin lesson, kaya magpupursige po yan. All support pa rin po kami sa mga, ako lalo na po ako sa mga teammate po namin at kayo po, supportahan po natin sila hanggang sa dulo po, hanggang sa makamit po natin yung goal. Tuloy-tuloy lang po.
And joining us now live to give an inside look on our athletes' performances in the ring today is our Olympics correspondent, Paulo Del Rosario. Welcome back, Pao.
Hi, Pao.
Thanks, Boom. Thanks, Jegs.
Now, obviously, Eumir and the rest of the boxers, I'm sure the rest of the athletes and the rest of the country, we all obviously feel for teammate Irish Magno. But how happy was Eumir about the match today? And then, can you tell me about whether there was a little bit of concern with the team that he didn't get enough, ring time because medyo matagal na nga na siya hindi nakakapag-boxing, so to speak, Pao?
Yeah, alam mo, talking to the coaches even before this entire tournament or even before Eumir went on in the ring, sabi nila that Eumir's in tip-top shape, mentally, physically, he's sharp. And he wanted more time in the ring, but that was his own preference. Actually, when he was walking towards us, he was explaining to the coach that he wanted more ring time, pero hindi niya nakuha dahil sa accidental headbutt. He actually said that nag-relax siya and tried to make sure that the fight would last a little bit longer, but then the cut was too big. Again, it was an accidental headbutt. And, as much as he wanted more ring time, I don't think that is too much concern para sa coaching staff ng boxing team natin, Boom.
Well, Pao, Eumir mentioned earlier how inspired he was by his fellow Zamboanga native, Heidelin Diaz. Do you feel this same sentiment from all the athletes there in Tokyo?
Alam mo, Jegs, pati ako na-inspire ni Heidi and nag-squats na ako sa hotel room dahil sa kanya. For the rest of the athletes, I'm sure they feel the exact same way. They feel like they could go all the way. They feel like that ceiling was broken. That sana nga there will be more medals in this Olympics. There's already a second one in care of Nesty Petesha, who's to say there's not more to come. It's the first time in the Olympics since 1932 na multiple medals yung finish natin sa Olympics. So who's to say the next one can't be a gold? And we'll see what will happen. A lot of the hopes are with our boxing team, but don't forget, you still have Yuka Sasso, you still have EJ Obiena, and whoever else out there who could shock the world.
Yun yung pinag-uusapan natin kagabi, Pao, na hindi lang yung mga atleta, pati yung ating mga kasama dyan sa media, kayo, na-inspire from what has happened. All right, let's get back to Irish Magno. Excuse me. Real quick, if you don't mind, what did the team say about the decision? Most especially that decision, unanimous decision. Did they agree? Did they feel like it's, it was too much, it was controversial? And then, I guess as a follow-up, Pao, what do you know is next for our kababayan, Irish?
Well, for Irish, for what's next, I really don't know whether or not they consider this a team event or very individual. So I don't know if she has to go home the next couple of days. But then as for your next competition, I imagine that's still up to how the pandemic develops all over the world. In terms of the decision itself, the team didn't really have much complaints about it. You saw it when you were talking to Irish herself. She felt that she was scouted out well and that it was evident in yung laban. And in fact, remember in the first bout, Irish was dominant, but then it felt like this time around it was the other case.
So, Pao, how about for the rest of our boxing national team? What's next for the other fighters?
Well, of course, we still have Carlo Paalam, we still have Nesty Petesha, and of course, Eumir Marcial. So you have to look at day 8 of the competition for the other two. So you have Nesty Petesha fighting Irma Testa in Italy in the semifinals. The winner of that will go to the gold medal round. You have Carlo Paalam versus Fleecy of Algeria, Mohamed Fleecy of Algeria. Round of 16, he needs to win 2 more bouts to make it to a bronze medal. And of course, Eumir Marcial will go on and try and secure a spot on the podium on day 9. That means that will be on Sunday against Arman Darchinyan, who, by the way, sinabi na nakalabanan niya si Darchinyan, but we're having a hard time finding that fight tayo as a media. And, if he feels that he's beaten him before, maybe that's a mental game for him. So, yes, there you go.
All right, thank you very much, Pao, for the update. And us here, we're all calling it. We're all calling it for the next round. For sure yan. Sigurado yan. Laban lang. All right, thank you, Paolo. Straight from Tokyo, Japan. We'll talk to you again soon. Hopefully, not hopefully, positively, with more good news from our national athletes.
Thanks, Pao. Now on to the Olympic sport of rowing. National athlete CRIS NIEVAREZ reached the semifinal stage of the men's singles sculls, but would fail to advance further after finishing 5th place in the heat. The 21-year-old first-time Olympian will still compete in tomorrow's classification round where he is assured of an overall finish between 19th to 24th place. NIEVAREZ is the first Filipino rower in 20 years to qualify for the Olympics since Benji Tolentino at the 2000 Summer Olympics.
Matagal din, ano? Matagal din. Alright, moving on to the Olympic golf course. Pinoy golfer JUVIC PAGUNSAN finished his opening run tied at 5th place, 3 strokes behind leader Sepp Straka of Austria. The pride of Bacolod City shot a 5 under par for a total of 66 in his opening round and will continue his quest for a medal finish in the next 3 days of competition.
When we return, Big Beau Belga will join us to talk about the dynamic duos of their teams. How lethal are the pairing of Nambatac and Javee Mocon for rain or shine? Keep it here, you're watching the game. Welcome back to the game. Alongside Boom Gonzalez, I'm Diego Dario. Basketball duos can come from a variety of positions. You have guard duos like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, or even here in the Philippines, JJ Helterbrand and Mark Aguiwa. You have forwards like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, and let's not forget Danny Siegel and Lakay, Danny Ildefonso. But you can also have a guard-center combo, much like Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol, or even Shaq. And in the PBA, the same thing can now be said for the Northport Batang Pierre, who have Robert Bolick and Greg Slaughter paired together. Even Rain or Shine has a lethal guard duo in Javee Mocon and Ray Nambatac. As these PBA duos continue to develop, joining us tonight for our discussion, we have Northport's Robert Bolick and Rain or Shine's Beau Belga.
Woo!
Bolick, clutch as always.
Clutch! Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Good evening.
I will start off with you, Bert, since, kakarating mo lang. Kamusta naman ang, pairing mo with Greg Slaughter? Of course, not every day na makakasama mo si Greg Slaughter, especially before in the previous conference. Your first game with Northport, kasama mo si Greg. Kamusta naman?
Okay naman. Ika-adjust pa lang kami. Kasi, hindi pa kami masyado nagkasama ng matagal eh. So, let's see in a couple of games kung ano mangyayari. But, we're happy to have him. And tingnan natin kung ano magiging outcome ng season namin.
Sa sandali pa lang na nakasama mo, Robert, si Greg, ano nakikita mo? Anong natututunan mo? Anong napapansin mo? At kung meron ka man napansin na kaibahan with the new Greg Slaughter?
Of course, mahirap naman talaga. Hindi mo mahanap yung 7-footer. 7-footer eh. So,
malaking bagay.
Malaking bagay talaga sa amin. Siyempre, sobrang laki niya eh. So, we have to maximize his strength. He could dominate inside. So, it's a big presence for us, offensively and defensively. So, let's see in a couple of games kung saan kami. First game, it was a good game. Medyo dikit kami. So, tomorrow, it's gonna be a good game kasi siyempre, Greg is playing his old team and then we're playing, our old teammate, Christian and Stanley. So, tomorrow is gonna be a good game and I'm excited to see how he's gonna play and sana manalo kami bukas.
Mabilisan lang, In the scale of 1 to 10, nasan kayo dun sa chemistry nyo so far? At syempre, gaganda pa yan as the season goes on. Pero kung mabibigyan mo ng numero, Robert, nasan kayo?
Nasa mababa kami, for sure. Kasi,
Talaga?
yun nga, kakabalik lang ni Greg. Yun nga, first game pala namin, di kami masyado nakapag-practice. So, pero the conversation, nandyan naman parati. You know, conversation namin dalawa sa team. Nandyan naman parati si Greg. So, maganda yung ano namin. So, siyempre, iba pa rin yung game situation.
Lalaro.
Iba pa rin yung game situation sa practice. So,
Tama.
give us a couple of games, 2-3 games. I think makukuha na namin yan. Kahit nga last game, medyo nandun na eh. So,
Nice.
kailangan na namin ng more games together and then eventually yung team namin magiging magaganda na rin. So,
Bert,
we're happy to have him.
lastly, just a quick one, syempre with Greg. Saan mo nakikita na pwede pa kayo mag-improve? Syempre, tsaka sang areas mo gusto mag-develop din? Syempre, pick and roll, mga on the post ba? Ano yung mga makikita and ma-expect namin with you guys?
Siyempre, we have a 7-footer, so we have to have a lot of post movement. Siyempre, kailangan mo ibigay sa kanya. He's big guy. Magde-dominate yan for sure sa paint. So, I think yung movement lang namin from the post, kasi usually hindi kami sanay na may malaking center sa team. So if ever he's in there, we have to maximize his length. Tapos ngayon si Greg, tumitira na din ng 3 points. So, I think magiging masyadong broad na yung laro niya. Maganda para sa akin. So,
Okay.
let's see how it goes. And we're excited to have him. And hopefully, tuloy-tuloy na kami.
Speaking of malaki,
Kay Kuya Big Beau naman tayo. Big Beau, kamusta naman? You off to a great start yung Rain or Shine team. 3-1 ngayon. First 3 games na sweep nyo. Pero ikaw muna, kamusta ka? How are you? And syempre, long break tayo before this conference. Kamusta ka muna? And then your team.
Ako ngayong araw, masakit ang katawan ko.
on the
Galing
scale of
from
1 to 10, ano yung sakit?
Mga nasa 6.
Okay.
Pero it's part of it's part of our job. It's how we handle those aches and pains. And yun nga, very minimal yung room for recovery kasi yun nga, we have game Wednesday and then we have game again bukas. Tapos we have game on Sunday. So very tough schedule for us for the week. Pero pag na-survive namin to, I think we'll have a decent spot for sa standing.
Okay, how about for your whole team? You have a new coach in CRIS Cavina. Of course, si Coach Kaloy nandyan pa rin with you guys. But ano yung nag-work sa inyo for this conference? Bakit ang ganda ng start nyo for Rain or Shine?
Hindi siguro we set our goal, kung ano yung gusto namin, very vocal kami kung ano yung pwede namin gawin, kung ano pwedeng i-adjust, kung ano yung goal talaga namin. And the coaching staff are parang talagang willing sila makinig eh. Even if it's a player who's suggesting it, they really wanna try before declining it, di ba? So yun ang maganda and it's a confidence builder din para sa player yun eh. Especially pag pinakinggan ka ng coaching staff eh, di ba? So for us, even if you're a rookie, sophomore, a veteran, or whoever you are, as long as you have something in your mind, pwede mong i-suggest and rather than keeping it on your own, di ba? So, very open kami, very vocal kami kung ano yung mga pwede namin gawin, kung ano yung mga pwedeng i-suggest. So, yun siguro yung medyo nagdadala sa amin. Yung hindi man kami ganun with the chemistry, pero when it comes to sa ng grupo, when it comes to practice, very, parang kumbaga, gusto namin detalyado.
Bo, napag-uusapan natin kanina yung duo ni Greg Slaughter at ni Robert Bolick. Meron din kayong mga batang duo, si Javee Mocon, Nambatac. Anong potential na nakikita mo sa kanilang dalawa?
At the young age, they really excel in the league. And I'm really hoping na magtuloy-tuloy, di ba? Kasi siyempre PBA is really pagka na-scout ka dito, iba na, di ba? So talagang kailangan dito matibay ka talaga. And PBA has a really good scout scouting coaches. So, kailangan dito everyday meron kang baong iba.
Yep.
Diba? So, hopefully, ganun yung mindset nila. Ganun yung mindset nila every game na maglalaro kami.
Actually, big three nga kayo. You're the number 2 scorer for Rain or Shine. Pero when you have teammates like, Javee, Mocon, and Rain Nambatac, paano kanila natutulungan, as one of the leaders of this team?
Hindi, syempre, they will help me kasi unang-una, the defense will focus on them. And on my part, it's an easier job kapag the defender is only defending me one-on-one. Baka sakaling may advantage tayo kasi mas mabigat tayo sa mga most of the big men dito sa PBA. And yun nga, more on nakafocus sa kanilang depensa kaya nakakapag-maximize ako kaya siguro ganyan din yung stats ko yung when it comes dun sa scoring. Kaya very thankful din ako sa kanila na nagdo-dominate sila and nagiging easier yung trabaho ko.
Yes, of
Second
course.
leading scorer, di ba? So far. Napakaseryoso ni Beau, no? Yun ang hindi ko maintindihan ngayon. Napakaseryoso. Kanina hindi ganyan yan eh.
Binabati niyo yung scoring ko baka mamaya. Dali lang, kakatongan muna ako.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
They'll stay with us. They'll stay with us.
Ready na.
But after the break, we'll talk more PBA superstars with Robert Bolick and Beau Belga. How will they match up with Stanley Pringle and Junmar Fajardo respectively? Stay tuned, you're watching The Game. Welcome back to The Game. I'm Diego Dario. One thing we love about the PBA is the abundance of superstars all over the league. From the returning Junmar Fajardo to familiar faces in new places like Christian Standhardinger and Greg Slaughter, as well as mainstays like Stanley Pringle and Poy Eram. It cannot get any better than this. Still joining us for our PBA Superstar Matchups discussion, we have Northport's Robert Bolick and Rainer Shine's Big Beau Belga. Alright, with si Bert naman ulit, si Berto, the point guard. Next game nyo is Ginebra. You're gonna be matching up with Stanley Pringle. Kamusta yun? What are you expecting na mababantayan mo? Former, batang pair din si Stanley Pringle.
Ito yung isa sa mga games na na-circle na sa akin eh. Because, I'm fortunate na pag-draft ko sa PBA, may kasama ka kaagad mentor na Stanley Pringle eh. So, I'm very fortunate, I'm very swerte. Kumbaga, may matutunan ka kaagad eh. Kasi, siyempre na, Stanley, di ba? And ever since he got traded, never pa kami nagkalaban eh. Kasi na-injured na ako, so never pa kami nagkaharap. So, I think, this is one of the games na gusto ko talaga manalo maglaro. Kasi kalaban mo yung tao na nag-enhance din ng laro mo o pinapadali yung buhay mo sa PBA. So, I'm really excited na makalaban ko ulit si Stanley. And, syempre, gusto namin manalo para medyo matrash talk naman namin konti si Stanley.
Well, sir, for Kuya Beau naman, next game nyo, talk and text. So, probably si Poy Eram ang makakaharap mo. You match up naman with guards and big, both of them. Pero, kamusta yung continued progress naman ni Poy Eram with TNT? Anong ma-expect mo sa game na yun?
Hindi, ano naman yun eh. In the PBA, there's no easy game na. Wala ka naman masasabi na, ay, itong team na to, panalo na to. Hindi mo naman masasabi ngayon kasi yung si Terra Firma. Nakita mo ba yung lineup nun? Ang lalaki nun. And they have the tools. So, wala nang easy game ngayon sa PBA. It's all a hard game na. And when it comes to Boy, talagang very ako kasi na-challenge ako sa kanya. Na-challenge ako sa kanya kasi yun nga, naging talagang matunog yung pangalan ni Boy. Ako naman kasi yung ko, pagka yung pangalan mo medyo bumating-ting sa tinga mo, challenge ka for me. Diba? So, challenge ka for me and hopefully, maging maganda yung outcome ng laro namin.
Si Robert ba, sina-challenge ka, Beau? Meron bang mga nangyayaring usapan dyan na hindi natin alam, na hindi natin naririnig? Meron ba?
Magaling.
Ha?
Magaling to si Bolick umiwas eh. Pag nakakita ako, lumalayo eh. Marunong to eh.
Robert, meron ba? Bakit daw umiiwas ka?
Nabigyan ka na ba ni Kuya Beau, Bert?
Ano ba storya?
Yun naman, lahat naman dumadaan dyan.
Ayan.
Ano ibig sabihin ng dumadaan? Paki-qualify.
Hindi, one-way street kasi. Mapasok sila eh. Nauhuli sila.
Gano'n naman talaga kasi when you're a rookie coming into the league, siyempre, hindi naman ibibigay ng mga veterano yan.
Correct.
Magaling ko sa college, anuhin na natin to. Siyempre gusto nila masubukan ka rin kung talagang kaya mo ba sa PBA or kaya mo ba makipagbanggaan, makipaglaro sa PBA. So, siyempre mga ganong klaseng experience, kailangan mo din yun eh. Kailangan mo din yun eh. So, hindi lang naman si Beau eh. Halos naman lahat ng team eh. Pag may mga kalaban ka, talaga meron kang mararamdaman. Kasi lahat kami nagpa-practice para manalo eh, di ba? So, hindi naman, sige, okay lang yan, pa-scorein mo lang yan, wala namang ganon.
Pero alam
Kaya
naman,
sabi nga ni Kuya Beau eh, wala nang easy game ngayon eh sa PBA. Wala na yung, okay, panalo sure win na to, wala nang ganun eh. Lahat malalakas na yung teams eh. Tatangkat na ng ibang mga teams. So, kailangan every game ready ka. So, kailangan magpagsapakan ka talaga. So,
Kumbaga yan eh. Right of passage din yan para sa kanila.
and alam naman ni Kuya Beau yun. Hindi naman na-mercenal si Kuya Beau, that's for sure. Pero Bert, as the point guard, malaki yung vision mo, nakikita mo syempre si Kuya Beau, pag kumakat ka, medyo iniiwasan mo talaga si Kuya Beau.
Kaya hindi siya tahimik, matalino lang. Mautak siya. Beau, teka. Huwag niyo na sagutin yan. Beau, going up against Junmar, medyo napahinga si Junmar ng matagal. Are you looking forward to that matchup?
Actually, excited din ako. Yung mga nasa talagang ina-anticipate ko na game is with San Miguel and with Ginebra. As always, Ginebra, laging priority yun when it comes to playing them. Pero ngayon, with Junmar, talagang sabi ko, eto na ulit yung challenge. And parang ang sarap i-test ni Junmar coming off an injury kung nasaan na siya, kung ano na. Diba? And Junmar is Junmar.
Oo.
Hindi ka pwede mag-relax sa kanya. Once na nag-relax ka dyan, pupulutin ka sa ilalim na ng goal. So,
Yari.
still a threat kahit na coming off an injury.
Of course, still probably the best big man that the PBA has ever seen, si Junmar. Pero sa tingin mo, napapanood mo yung mga games, sa tingin mo, is he 100% na of that injury or medyo pumipacing pa si Kuya Junmar?
I think he's catching up doon sa pace ng laro. Kasi matagal eh, coming off an injury. And I don't know, kasi I haven't been injured for a long time. And wag naman sana.
Nax!
And sabi ko, ano ko nga is, kung ang nasa utak ko talaga, pagka na-injury ka, is paano ka re-recover. Paano ka magka-catch up dun sa laro, lalong-lalo na kung matagal. And isang taon yata mahigit si Junmar na same thing with Robert. Yun yung mga sa utak mo eh, kung paano ka re-recover coming from an injury, kung ano ang ilalaro mo, di ba? So, yun yung question ngayon with Junmar, kung nasa ang stage na siya nung yon. Nasa ang level na siya nung recovery and kung anong na siya nung laro niya talaga. And pag yan nagtuloy-tuloy yan, Junmar will be Junmar. Makakakuha ulit ng MVP yan, maraming pahihirapan sa PBA yan. And maganda nga ngayon, marami ng malalaki. And sabi ko nga, challenge na si Junmar kasi yun nga, meron ako nakitang big man from Terra Firma, yung Laput. Pwede rin makamatch kay Junmar yun. Tapos bumalik si Greg sa Northport. So, magiging maganda yung liga kasi meron ng panapat kay Junmar. Hindi mo man siya matapatan, may pang-defend ka na kay Junmar.
Gaganda pa ng mga laban.
And
Yan
syempre,
na.
tatapat dun si Kuya Beau.
Yan.
Kuya Beau, thank
Okay,
you. And
salamat,
Bert,
guys.
Bert, thank you. Good luck sa game niyo bukas.
Salamat.
Thank you.
All right, that's it for us. Thank you for joining us. My name is Diego Dario.
And don't forget to catch us weeknights here on One News, One Sports, and One Sports Plus. Thanks for watching. I'm Boom Gonzalez. This has been The Game.